What is going on, YouTube land? I am Chris Catalunya. Before we get into the shoe review today, go ahead and check out my Instagram, Chris Catalunya with the underscore at the end. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. All right, let's get into it. So I'm actually at work. I'm about to head to SneakerPolitics, which is a couple blocks down. I'm gonna ride one of those Lime scooters, and I'm gonna pick up the Nike Off-White Air Force 1. And I won in the Volt color, and I won it off a raffle, off a Shakeback Sunday. It's an event that they have every first Sunday of the month. Yeah, so gonna go ahead and pick that up. So I just got back from SneakerPolitics here in downtown Austin, Texas. Now, SneakerPolitics is a boutique here, and they usually have a lot of hype stuff and a lot of stuff coming through the store. So definitely check it out. If you're in town, I'll post up their socials right here. I actually won the shoe off of a Shakeback raffle. It's this event that they host every beginning of the month, every first Sunday, in which you play like games like beer pong or cornhole or something like that, and you just have a better chance of winning, or it's actually more fun than just pulling regular straight tickets. So yes, I won the shoe playing beer pong. This is the Nike Off-White Air Force 1 Low in the Volt colorway. The shoe actually released alongside another one, a black pair. We're all familiar with that Air Force 1 styling, but with Off-White, they put their deconstructed styling into the shoe and make it look pretty cool. Prior to that Volt color and the black color that was released today, they actually had 3 different models that were released back in 2017. And those pairs are going for crazy resale right now. I think all those colorways are going for at least $1,000. Pairs released today, they were $170 USD, add a couple dollars for taxes based on your location. They actually released some kid pairs today as well, which cost I think $65 USD. Now in terms of resale, looking on GOAT, looking on StockX, looking at Grailed, these shoes are going for about $400, $350. Looking at the black pair are hitting 500s right now. I'm really excited to have this particular pair in hand. This is going to be the last Off-White Nike shoe released in 2018. Perhaps this might be the last Off-White Nike collaboration ever. I mean, there might be a pair coming out in January 2019. It's supposed to be an Air Max, but that's not even solidified yet. And the reason why this might be the last Off-White Nike collaboration is because Virgil Abloh is actually doing a direct collaboration with Nike. So does that mean that the Off-White collaboration that's like nixed? Alright, so let's actually start talking about the shoes. This is the box it comes in. It's like a cardboard material, and it says Nike Swoosh in those quotation marks, and this is like glossed over. The sides of the box really don't have anything. It's just cardboard all over. On this side it says Off-White Nike Shoe Box, Beaverton, Oregon, USA, 2017. The bottom of the box looks like this. Now, upon opening the box, you'll see that it is inverted. You have your standard Nike box, and then on the inside, the orange goes all the way throughout. The paper that you get on the inside is like a collage of Nike and Off-White collateral. Now we can talk about the shoes. The upper is mostly comprised of a nylon material. You can see looking at the different panels that they have different diameter of holes on these panels. The quarter panel of the shoes on both the lateral and the medial side of the shoe is of an open mesh material, and it does feel like that nylon material, and this enables breathability to your foot while your foot's inside the shoe. Towards the toe box area and towards the heel of the shoe, it's not as open. The holes seem a little more closed up, and these are actually done in like diamond shaped. And I'm sure the reasoning for making this more of a tight knit is to give the shoe more structure and of course styling points. And of course on that upper we have that Nike Swoosh done up in vinyl, and it is ribbed vertically. And I'm glad that they use black on this Volt color shoe. It just makes the check mark or the swoosh pop a lot. And playing a role into that deconstructed look, the stitching is done up in zigzag form. Actually, they let a little piece of the check mark right here loose, so it's just laying across that eyelet area and some of the upper. At the back of the swoosh, and in typical Off-White form, they have the orange tag just hanging right here, and it's only attached on one side or stitched on one side, and that stitching is done up in black. As we move to the front of the shoe, we have this panel that forms the toe box area, and again, this is done in that diamond shaped pattern, and I believe this is made out of a nylon material. The vamp area of the shoe is an open mesh, and there actually are some solid dots on it to exemplify or to recreate that perforated hole look that you see on normal Air Force One shoes. Now, where the seams meet, where the toe box meets the vamp area of the shoe, we have the seams going on in zigzag form, and on top of that, there is some clear taping going on to protect those seams. Above the toe box is the lacing system, and framing the lacing system is going to be the suede panel right here. It looks like a U almost. Now, the color on this looks like, I don't know if there's an actual color on the box of it, but to me it looks like a dirty tennis ball. And punched into that dirty tennis ball suede is going to be the eyelets. Feeding into those eyelets, the default laces that we are given with this shoe are of a flat shape and matching volt color. And these laces, much like the rest of the upper of the shoe, seem like they are made out of that nylon material. Towards the oglet of the shoelaces or the ends of the shoelaces, and in typical off-white form, we have the words in quotation marks shoelaces, and this is actually pressed into both this side and the reverse side of the shoelace. The secondary set of laces that we get with these pairs of shoes is like a black and gray color, and at the end of it still says shoelaces in quotation mark, but these are made out in orange lettering. Towards the top of the shoelace set, and in typical off-white form, we have the signature zip tie, but on this particular shoe, it's done in that periwinkle color. Now, the wording on this is done up in white dots. It actually says Off-White, CO Nike, created in 2017, and in quotation marks, zip tie. Now, I don't know how you rock your off-white shoes with the zip tie or not, but I definitely rock mine with the zip tie. It definitely plays into that characteristic of off-white Nike shoe. I know Boost God doesn't like the idea of having these tags on the shoe, but do you? Behind the shoelaces is the tongue, and the tongue, at least on the top, is done in that diamond-shaped nylon material. On the backside, it's done in that volt felt material. This tongue is padded, and you can actually see the foam protruding on the outside. They definitely didn't cover it, which I actually like on this particular shoe. It definitely plays a role into that deconstructed look. And the color of this foam is not white or off-white, it's more of a peach color. On the lateral side of the tongue, we have that white tag right here. It says Nike Sportswear in black, and it has the Nike swoosh done up in that orange coloring. And that label is actually stitched at the front, goes all the way to the back, and is also stitched on the back. I guess we can talk about the lining of the shoe, especially since we talked about the tongue already and how it has like a felt material going on and it's done in that same Vogue color. So the lining too is done in that Vogue color. It has the same felt material, but what I really like about this lining is that it is very well padded on the lateral, the medial, and the heel portions of this shoe. Putting my foot inside the shoe, my foot feels pretty comfortable at the ankle. In pulling out the insole, this is what it looks like. We have that Volt fabric going on. Towards the heel of the shoe, we have that off-white logo, and it also says the 10 right here in this rectangle. And the reason why this has the 10 imprinted onto the insole is because this is still a part of the 10 series. Now, that Volt fabric is actually laid upon some blue foam, and it's pretty thin, but it's cool because the midsole is a Nike Air midsole, but we'll get into that in a couple minutes. Alright, so the heel of the shoe. We have that diamond shaped panel right here that wraps around from the lateral side to the heel to the medial side of the shoe. That still happens, but below that we have this plastic right here. It almost looks like fiberglass and then painted on top of it, but it's definitely not fiberglass because fiberglass is not that flexible, but it feels like a TPU plastic, and on top of that TPU plastic, it actually has some serial numbers right here. It says H018 MNSBSK 131, and below that on the second line it says 9 # or hashtag for you kids dash 12.5 pound hashtag. Now, what that means, I'm not too sure. I did a little bit of research and I couldn't find anything on it, but I guess it's all right. Now, above that TPU plate, we have this heel tab right here, and it's actually sewn only on the top side, not at the bottom. So this is actually loose, and you can lift it up and see where the swooshes don't connect to each other. And on that suede panel, you'll see pressed in, it says logo in quotation marks and the Nike swoosh below that. While we're at the back of the shoe, we can focus on this collar area right here. We can see the stitching going on, and I like that. It looks very secured, and the reason why they secure this with several lines of stitching is because we have this exposed area of foam going on, and we don't want that part to fray. And yes, that part can fray pretty easily, especially if it touches water or something liquid. Now we can move on to the midsole of the shoe. In prominent, you can see the words Air in quotation marks done in black, and that's signature of Off-White branding. Below that, we have the Air logo, which is signature of Nike Air Force 1 shoes. In maintaining that OG styling, they have the words protruding out from the midsole, and you have that line 2 protruding out from the midsole of the shoe. If I didn't mention it already, this midsole is made out of a rubber material, and there is an air unit in here. It's not a full-length air bed, but there is an air unit at the heel area, and this enables cushioning and responsiveness when depressed. And the stitching that connects the midsole to the uppers of the shoe is done up in that same Volt color. Now we move on to the outsole of the shoe. This is done up in a blown rubber material, which enables flexibility. So the shoe, when you take your steps, it can flex with your foot. That rubber also helps in providing traction and friction and enabling you to stop on a dime. The traction marks on the shoe are typical of your normal Air Force 1 shoe. Nothing special on it. You have your circles going around right here, the circles at the heel, and your Nike logo right there. When it comes to sizing, this shoe definitely does not fit like the Off-White Nike Zoom Fly shoe. That shoe was hella tight. This actually fits pretty big. I wear a size 8.5 or a 9 US. In this particular shoe, I got a size 9, and I still have some room left over, which I don't have any problem with. That's definitely a good problem to have. Or it's a better problem than having your shoe fit really tight. If anything, I definitely have a centimeter from the toe to the top of the shoe. If you're confused on how this will fit, definitely go to your shoe store. Every shoe store has an Air Force 1, try that on, and that's definitely going to be your size for this particular model. Concerning comfort, the shoe is pretty comfortable. We have open meshing right here on the lateral and the medial side of the shoe, so we definitely do get airflow to your foot. At the heel area, we have that Nike Air unit, which is very responsive and provides cushioning. And also on the inside lining of the shoe, it is well padded on the lateral, the medial, and the heel area of the shoe. This is definitely something that I can work out in or like be at work in 8 hours a day. If there are any issues with the shoe, it's definitely lacking arch support, but that's not a big deal, especially since you could buy insoles from any retailer out there in the world. It's a pretty comfortable shoe, guys. In summarization, with this shoe being at the $170 price point, and with this being the last Off-White Nike collaboration model for the 2018 calendar, I definitely think this shoe is well worth it. This and the black pair. If you've watched my channel before, you already know that I'm not a big time fan of the Off-White Nike collaboration, but this shoe is pretty freaking dope. And I like the fact that they pay homage to the OG Air Force 1 shoe while still playing into that deconstructed look that they're going for. I don't always think that Off-White executes their projects properly, but this one definitely works. Concerning the unknown, we really don't know what's going to happen after January 2019. We already know that Virgil Abloh and Nike, they are in direct relationship and they are going to produce some shoes, but does that mean that Off-White and Nike are completely nixed? I guess we'll see. And with that said, you can expect Nike and Off-White collaborated projects to increase in the coming year. Alright guys, I think this is a good stopping point for this video. What do you think about this collaboration between Nike and Off-White on the Air Force 1 low, the Volt color and the black color? What do you think the future holds with these different companies, Off-White, Virgil Abloh, and Nike? Let me know your thoughts below. Go ahead and check out my Instagram, Chris.Catalunya with the underscore at the end. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Alright guys, I am Chris Catalunya. I wish you a happy holidays, maligayang Pasko, cheers, and we will check you later. Sige na.